find something that you love about yourself, whether it's a quality, a part of your body, some aspect, and begin there. It's very easy for us to have in our minds a long list of things that we don't like about ourselves, about our bodies, about how we behave, about how we feel. In lots of ways, no one will ever treat us as poorly as our own mind will. No one will speak to us as harshly as our own mind will. We just want to notice, oh, I'm doing that. Notice what it creates in the body. When it's like, I know if I'm self-critical, I'll feel hurt. I might generate feelings of anger or frustration or vulnerability or fear, sadness. Those thoughts generate feelings in the body. In fact, every thought that you have, conscious and unconscious thoughts, are generating feelings in the body constantly. And so the pathway around that is to, one, notice that we're doing it. I'm going to come back to loving myself, finding that one quality that you love, but then allowing yourself to feel that fully. And what I mean by that is it might be a tiny speck in your belly, but you want to feel that part of that thing that you love and then breathe into it and just intentionally allow it to spread out through your whole body until you're feeling it from the top of your head, tips of your fingers, right down to the soles of the feet, tips of the toes, and just breathe it through your whole body. And just let your nervous system regulate to the experience of loving something about yourself or who you are. Because the nervous system, it will naturally want to bounce off it, because despite how beautiful it sounds, it can feel incredibly uncomfortable to love ourselves. It can bring up sheer terror, vulnerability. It can be excruciating. It can be really irritating and uncomfortable to actually love that aspect of ourselves. So our nervous system needs to regulate to that experience. And so the way that you do that is you just allow that discomfort to be there. And then at some point, it'll start to soften. It'll get really diffuse. And that's sort of it moving out of the body. And then you can allow yourself to love that fully and feel that fully. What that does is inspires more love. Underneath the things that we don't like about ourselves will be some part of us that's hurting, some part of us that's longing to be loved, longing to be seen in some particular way. And through the eyes of devotion, they're much more compassionate and gentle. And so we can look beyond the things that we don't like to what's the hurt or the pain or the belief at the bottom of that that's creating all this. And then we can feel into that. Okay, yeah, I feel the part of me that wants to feel safe. So I act like this, or I do this, or I do that. And how many different behaviors emerge from that feeling of, really long to feel safe. And then we can actually love that part of ourselves. I love the part of me that's so terrified and just wants to feel safe. Like, that part's so beautiful. The behavior that emanates that can be anything from controlling to aggressive to people pleasing. There'll be so many behaviors that emanate from the core. And then when we love that core piece, all the behaviors and characteristics and traits and things that have emerged from that in our life will start to just crumble and soften. They'll dissolve. And that allows us to love our own humanity and who we are more fully. And so it's following then that process, that thread, looking at qualities that you love, looking at qualities or aspects that you don't love, and finding the deepest root. And there'll be a whole heap of feelings under there, but then there'll be a belief. There'll be something that we're believing that actually isn't true at the very root of it. And when you get to that, I'd inquire, am I certain that's true? It's usually not. And then when we hit that belief, everything that's ever been formulated from that belief will collapse and dissolve. And it's very easy to love that core belief. It's not easy to love what's come from it. It's usually some kind of neuroses or knot or tension or contraction or something that we've created. But it all starts with those beliefs. So just digging down as deep as you can, and with love and compassion and kindness for that part of yourself that's hurting and the things that have come from it.